yeah, like you were saying, so like, pick a thing and stick with it.
Not forever, but like have at least one show on your channel that really speaks to your interests, like so you're not faking it. Like this is like a real passion of mine, so that people can connect you to the thing, your opinions, and to the other stuff you're doing on your channel. Because people are interested in the type of stuff you produce, but not you. Like that's only going to go so far.
And they can kind of see through it when you're not really good.
Oh, 100%. And just consistency, which is like the most boring answer to like the how do I break in, but like if I... And then it sucks because you might see like slow gains over time, but like a year or two later you'll notice like, well, I've actually come a long way. It just didn't feel like that day to day.
And so what would be your opinion on consistency?
I think a weekly thing is really great to do.
You say it's good enough?
Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of times you got to do every day or whatever.
But you can grow beyond that. You know what I mean? Just as long as like I'm at least going to do this, so that people know when they're tuning in, like I can count on this. And then if you want to do other side content, you can preface it in the way of like this goes up whenever. I don't know, whenever I have time. Like I might not do this like every Monday or something, or I might do 2 in a week if I'm like particularly inspired. But there's my podcast, there's whatever I do every week that like you can count on that and do new episodes of that.
Yeah, people don't have to do a lot of guesswork. It's like it's more or less guaranteed.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And then just I guess what is your perspective on where the industry is going right now? There's been a lot of like anger over like releasing unfinished games, microtransactions. These are not new problems, but where do you think the industry is heading with everybody having their own streaming platform? It's like almost like they're trying to just find a new way to kind of screw us over, or that might be an opinion. What do you think on that? What's your take?
I think you can mirror a lot of stuff between like what we were just talking about, like content creators and game creation, because I think not only there's so many games, but like there's so many games. Like I look at like the last like 4 or 5 days of the press conferences, and like a lot of the stuff that really blew me away that I was interested in and like much more eager to learn more was like none of this. Like I'm excited about Breakpoint. I love Ubisoft, but like I was so curious about like a lot of crazy independent games, a lot of stuff shown at the PC Gaming Show, a lot of stuff at the Kind of Funny Showcase, and so I think like more and more you're gonna see like strange independent games really blow up suddenly, and like you're gonna get, whereas like back in the day it would be like a rare like Minecraft or Plants vs Zombies that would get that kind of exposure, and I just think it's the everyone's perspective of the gaming scene is gonna get a lot broader, and I think a lot of these subscription services are gonna suffer for that, because it's like I just can't invest in EA only or Ubisoft only or Nintendo only. Like,
so you think it's gonna almost kind of backskill a little bit?
Yeah.
Because
I think
everything's just getting opened up.
Yeah, I think these subscription services are going to kind of bite these publishers in the ass a little bit.
I haven't heard that yet. That's a really interesting.
I mean, not right away. No, it's going to take a couple of years.
No, but just that perspective in general, it's like just people make it seem like streaming is the way of the future, but even then, they're still not good enough. Like I'm from Canada. Yeah. There's still not good enough Wi-Fi in my hometown to stably do that. Like, sure, it's a great idea.
Technically, I think we're going to get there. I think it definitely is. It just makes sense in terms of like technology. Like I think that's what we're going to be embracing in the future. But like policing that this one game is only available on this service, or we have this exclusivity for a certain amount of time, I think the hunger that people feel to get attached to something is going to get less and less and less, because there's just so much to feast on. There's just so much out there that I think over time, as people get older, they're going to kind of get less interested in. I need to do everything of my favorite franchises, and more like, hey, this game's like free. I'm gonna go check this out. Why not? So
do you think this is really going to change how advertising is done, or do you think it's going to stay relatively the same?
That's a much more elaborate question, because like people are doing crazy stuff with advertising.
Yeah. And like ads already.
That model specifically, I don't see ads changing that much. But
and so like, what are your main hopes, I guess, for what is to come? Like in terms of either business practices, in terms of games that you want to see, or in terms of how things are done. What is it that you would, if you had to pick one or a couple things, what do you want to see companies do most?
I want to see like, kind of the same thing we're talking about independent games. I just want to see like game creators have an ease of use, an easier. I want it to be easier for lower budget game creators to make games quicker, faster, for communities to be able to have more control about stuff created. For example, like Super Mario Maker, you know, like how much that exploded and how that's become kind of more about the community. I mean, we're in the Ubisoft booth, look at something like Rainbow Six Siege, and like how that game just dipped and then like sustained itself because the community was so involved in that one specific thing.
Kept it alive.
And so I think like, you know, like this used to kind of be like Final Fantasy 11 or World of Warcraft when you talk about community, and then like they show up for like a QuakeCon or BlizzCon, and like that's really it. And I think there's just many more opportunities for whether it's like cosplay or whatever for like the community to get almost as much notoriety as the publishers themselves.
And it seems like this year there's a big thing, at least with Bethesda, of acknowledging the community and trying to put them first.
Right.
Nice.
Streamers and YouTubers getting featured a lot more prominently in press conferences and live streams and stuff like that.
The influence is increasing a lot.
So yeah, like devs kind of stepping away more and being like, hey, I'm gonna let like our audience talk about it and you know give their opinions. You don't want to hear my opinion because like I'm the one making the money off of this game, so why would you trust me?
And so you used to work for Game Trailers, right?
Yes.
Where do you work now?
Easy Allies, same crew. We lost a couple people in the transition. We moved to Defy Media, but then when Game Trailers shut down in 2015, and then
so it actually did shut down. You never actually, because I heard about when Reveler Games shut down, and that's where I got a lot of my Borderlands stuff from, and so that was sad. And then, but I thought that Game Trailers was still going.
It's just a YouTube channel now. So you can go to youtube.com/GameTrailers, and that's just Game Trailers. Like there's no original programming on that.
Okay, so
you can dig through our old stuff, some of it.
I did a little bit of that because I used to watch the Final Boss, and I used to watch Pack Attack, and I was kind of wondering, where did these guys go?
Hactor is now at a site called Sifted, siftd.net, and he does the same thing. I think it's called Factor now, which is hilarious because that was my pitch for the show title. When we were putting the show together, I was like, Factor, it rhymes. And they were like, nah, Pack Attack. I'm like, all right. So when he changed to Factor, that was hilarious. But we reformed as Easy Allies. We have a Patreon that blew up, so we're all able to work full time for the company.
That's really good.
Same crew: Kyle Boss, Michael Damiani, Dana Bloodworth, Ben
I'll have to check it out. That's awesome. But so just to make sure I get your name, because I want to make sure I remember, because I remember faces much better than names. So thank you very much for your time.
Me too.
How are you going? Wow, that was cool. I was waiting in line to get into the Ubisoft booth, and I just saw them there talking to people, and I find like it feels like it's so much easier to talk to these like not super big name, but definitely prominent names in the industry, whether it be like the YouTube space or streaming space. And so as soon as I recognized him, I was like, I'm gonna go see if I can talk to him. And it was like, he opened up really well and really nice guy. And so it's a real privilege to get to interview somebody like that, because that's one thing I really want to get out of E3 is like you can meet people, you get connections, and just that's awesome. And so I just want to try to seek out those opportunities to do that. So that's awesome. Nice fella.